Dawn Wade. She's the Director of Marketing and Head of Social Media with American Greetings. We got to start out with the mom campaign. This went really big this last year. Where did the idea come from? And then how did you sort of scale up the organic love that everybody had for it with some strategic stuff? Why did it go so big?
Wow. The idea came from our agency, Mullen, and it was actually one of the creative directors who had had an experience at her own family where she had come home and she had recognized that her brother was able to just kind of go and have his own time in the man cave while his wife, her sister-in-law, ended up taking care of everything else in the household, and she was just overwhelmed by the amount of responsibility that her sister-in-law had. And so she had the idea of making a job description for moms and actually listing out the sometimes ridiculous requirements of the job and expressing it in a way that people hadn't really given it before, and so put some value to it. And so the idea was born then to advertise for this fake job, and we got very few responses, as expected, which was in and of itself was a story, right? That nobody would want to do this job. And when we actually brought in people to give us feedback on it, the actor who played the interviewer did a fantastic job of really selling the idea and getting them involved, and all of those reactions were authentic. And so it was really fun to watch that develop and then be mindful of all the emotions that this was going to really stimulate in people who can relate to this position, because it is really a difficult job, and parenthood in general is difficult, but people are choosing to do it and they're doing it really well. And so it worked well for us to be able to help share that love at a time of the year that is really important to us too.
So it was timing, it was just a really creative idea that was executed correctly. Once it got out there into the ecosystem though, what else did you do to help it find the right audience that you knew would love it?
Well, we were fortunate in that the audience that we were targeting is also very active socially. And so we found that people were really moved by the creative itself and the concept, and they liked what it said about moms, whether it was about themselves personally as a mom or about their own mom. We had a lot of instances of people sharing it to their mom, and lots of stories of tears and emotion and hugs and people needing to call their mom after they watched it. And so you could tell that there was something really powerful happening. And we had people in place to then be pitching news media, and once consumers started sharing it and the numbers started to rise, we got to 7 million views within the first 48 hours. All of a sudden, the Today Show was calling, and Good Morning America, and it spread from there. So it kind of started feeding on itself, which was great to watch. But we also had a team of, my team of social media managers who were paying attention to all the conversation and engaging where it made sense and reacting to consumers and thanking them for their comments about the video. And we had then celebrities and other influencers who were sharing it with their moms or just reacting in some way, which is fantastic because it helped expose our brand to then that brand new audience. And so we paid attention to that and responded there, and just we were emailing our agency back and forth all day long. Chelsea Clinton tweeted about it, Deepak Chopra, can you believe that this is happening? And so it was really just a powerful experience internally to be doing a lot of things on the fly, making changes to the media plan, but really exciting knowing that it was a positive emotion that we were all sharing and helping spread across the world. And it's still continuing today. People are tweeting about it hours ago as they discover it, and I've seen it translated into different languages, and Bud Light made a parody. Like, it had a lot of love and energy around it.
How much of the response plan did you actually have in place before it started, and how much did you just make up as you went? Because I'm sure you had hopes that all of these things would happen, but you couldn't have known for sure.
No, and we honestly didn't have specific goals set around shares or views. We were able to put those things in place as we went, and as I mentioned today, we were able to cut back on the paid media that we needed to support it because people were sharing it for us, which was great. So we were able to act on the fly. But we did have in place ways for people to participate. So they were able to come to our website. We paid it off there. We let them join the conversation by adding their own requirements. And so we gave people a way to really make it theirs and make it something that they could easily share.
If you could boil it down to, again, your audience here is senior brand and agency marketers who would love to create that same really authentic magic. What's your number one surprise takeaway? What did you not anticipate? What did you learn?
As we know, in social, it's a 24/7 business, and it's something that you need to be able to respond very quickly, and you don't operate on a 9-to-5 basis. So I think we learned that it was important to pay attention. It was important to schedule time for associates to sleep, but also cover for each other so that we could keep that conversation going and build that momentum. And so we learned also to collaborate as a team. We had people involved not only from social media team, but also our PR team, our creative team, our brand team, our technology teams, our agency teams, customer care. Everybody knew this was happening. We're were looking for ways to support it internally. It brought us together internally as a company too, which was great. And also we had us working really closely with our agency partners and sharing the success. So I think it's great to start with a plan. It's great to evolve and be ready on the fly. It's great to have the buy-in of everybody so that they can be ready to support. And even if that means long hours, no sleep for a while, it makes it worthwhile when you do something part of something positive.
A little irony to that, I think, as the job description itself sort of incled that.
Job going viral.
That's